wild ones. Welcome to the Woohoo Wonder Sessions. We're going to do one on purr flags today. And we are in the middle of the COVID crisis, and I think it's a great time to lean into things that make us feel hopeful. And since in our neck of the woods in the Pacific Northwest, it's almost summer, I also thought some backyard flags with hopeful, helpful words on them would be awesome. So here is our supply list. I'm going to put you so you can see the desk. Oh, here's our supply list. We need, you can use fabric scraps or like an old sheet that you rip up, yarn, ribbon, scissors, thread needle. I just put need. Needle, paint pen or stamps, inspiring words. These are my 5. I've already stamped a few of them and I'm going to stamp some more to show you what it's like. And remember to hashtag Woohoo Creative and subscribe to our channel for arty goodness. I'm going to use these stamps. I'm actually going to make the words not as important as kind of the fabrics they're on. And how I like to set up a stamping situation is I use a old mouse pad that I've cut down and a piece of felt, and then that's my stamping material. I think I can set you here so you can see what I'm working on. I'm going to use the ink pad. I think any ink pad would do. If it runs outside, that's part of the fun. Purr flags are kind of intentionally meant to be a little impermanent. My nephew just went on a trip to the base camp of Mount Everest, and he talked about how colorful all the flags were hanging up there, and I really hope you take some time to look up prayer flags and Everest, and you'll see just how beautiful the Buddhist prayer flags are there. These are more just family flags, so you can pick words that mean something to you. I decided to do peace and home and breathe and heal and mend, because those are all things I care about. So those are my words, and they're all done, and they're all just on. I just tore little pieces of fabric. This is actually an old bed sheet that I think I dyed at one point because it's kind of got a mottled appearance, so it probably means that I did some dyeing. I did the rest of the stamping off screen so you could see. And when I think about old things that this was a towel that kind of got ruined and got some holes in it, so I just saved like the prettiest part. And this is probably something I thrifted at one point. Some maker in the past made this beautiful little flower, and I'm reusing it in a prayer flag. And it will start to, when we hang them outside, all these raw edges will actually fray and look different. This is a little piece of linen and just all sorts of little pieces. A lot of these are from the masks I'm making right now. And I'm just using little bits of it. And I kind of want them squared up. I don't want them all the same size, but I want them to be square. So I'm going to take this one and do a little tick there. If you don't have a great pair of fabric scissors, this is a great way to be able to just make things a little bit more square. You just rip it up. Kind of fun too. And this one definitely needs to be squared off. And I think this fabric, if I remember correctly from working with it in the past, it does not like to be torn. So I'm actually just gonna snip. I just folded it and folded it again. And these little scissors are fabric scissors, so they'll just pop right through there. I just wanted to take that bit off. And I think this is a little too long, so I'm gonna find a place. I'm gonna go right through this pink section and make 2 pieces. So we'll have 2 pieces of that, and then a whole bunch of stuff, stripes and fun things. And like this piece is a piece of an old shirt. So this has got the shirting bit on it still. I don't mind that. And I'm gonna actually layer these up. So let's see. Here's a ribbon. Here's the ribbon. And that's what I'm gonna use as my piece. And what I wanna do is fold it in half and find the center, because I have 5 flags. So I wanna put this, the middle flag on the very center and then space it out on each side. So I'll have the center flag in the middle, and then I'll have 2 flags to the left and 2 flags to the right. So I'm gonna take, I know this is the center, I folded it really tight so I can see where it is. I'm actually gonna take this big stripy piece and make this my center. This will be the biggest flag too. So I'm just gonna line it up, and you can hook these together in a multitude of ways. Does everybody know what the word multitude means? It means in various ways. You could take a sewing machine and sew through it. You could take a pair, you could actually, here, why don't we do this? You could take just looking for something. I don't know where it was. I was gonna do a stapler and staple through it, but I can't find my stapler right now, so that's not gonna work. I'm actually gonna use just needle and thread, because that's what I like to use. So this is a little tiny bit of embroidery floss, and I'm gonna just fold this over, and I'm gonna put the thread in here so you don't see the knot. But all of this can be kind of, I just got a big old knot, can be kind of easy and loosey-goosey, because it's kind of meant to get tattered and be blown in the wind. And what Buddhists say is that the prayer flags actually, the wind takes their prayers to heaven. So it's kind of a neat idea of how having something beautiful in your backyard or in your front yard can actually take your thoughts and your fears away and blow them, and let bigger people than us worry about them. So I'm gonna take, sometimes I like to use binder clips or something to hold the other side. So when I'm working, I'm not thinking about that other side, and I'm just kind of working on what I'm working on. But this is a really easy stitch. We're just gonna go in and out. So in, make sure you don't get your finger, out, in, out, in, out. See how I have them all sitting there on the needle, and then I just pull the needle through. Sometimes you gotta make sure all your tail gets taken care of. And look at that, boom. And I'm gonna grab one of my words and fold that over. So I wanna put the word portion in the front, and I'm working on the back right now because the back has the littler side of the fabric, so I just need to make sure I hit it. So now I'm going through 2 layers, so I might go in and out and in and out. Push on that and pull. Take this off, and because I'm almost there, fold it over again. Make sure everything's sitting right, yep. And in and out, in and out. If this isn't working for you and it's too difficult to make it go the way you want it to go, You can always do it this way too, where you just go in, you push it all the way through, and you pull it through, and then you line it back up and you push it through this way. And I'm hitting the ribbon, the upper piece, and the lower piece. And I think I really like the look of the thing on the top of the other thing. So I'm going to grab one more piece of fabric, and this one's a little bit less. Actually, no, let's wait on that. So I'm going to go through, and then that just goes a little bit slower, but it still gets the work done. And kind of a middle step is, if you wanted to, you could go up and then back down without pulling it all the way through, and then just make sure you don't hit the stuff behind it, and then you pull through. So that's like a step up from just the 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and a step before the loading a whole bunch of stitches up on your needle. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to leave a little space and go to our next fabric. And I kind of like it when they're all mismatched, because that makes me happy. So to get to the next piece of fabric, I'm just going to keep going up and down with a little space in between the on the ribbon. And then I'm going to pick the next fabric. I don't want anything stripy because I have stripy right here. So I think I'm going to go for the little flowery one. I'm going to do the flower. Let's do mend here. And I'm kind of just lining it up so I see how much of each I want. I think I want the flower at the bottom, and I want this one to be a little bit shorter. So the word one. So I'm going to do the same thing and flip it over. And I'm going to just do a little bit more sewing, and then I'll show you how I'm going to finish the in-betweens, because I was thinking I wanted to layer a bunch of stuff, but I think I'm going to wait. So I'm just going to leave that. I'll do the rest of it later. I'm going to move all of these out, and I'll finish the rest later. Here's what I was thinking, was we could take these fabrics, these ones that have a little bit more length, and fold them in half in a U shape, and then take the back side of the U, actually take the U and go over to make the U shape, and then take these tails and push them through the U, and then you're going to pull like this and make a little flag. So you'll have kind of this texture and this, and I think we could even fit one more thing in here. So I'm going to use some of this yarn, this chunky yarn. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm not going to line up my tails at all. I'm just going to make it uneven, but I'm going to put the U over so I can see my U shape, and then push these tails through and pull. Oh, wow. I think I like that. I think I have room for one more. What else do we have over here? Oh, I have this little piece of purple. This is actually a little tiny piece of t-shirt material, but this doesn't seem quite long enough to do the U-shape thing, so I'm just going to tie this on. I'm just going to go under and over and tie a little knot like this. And that, I think that's enough for that little area. If you wanted to put some beads or some bells or any sort of thing, you could put it in there. So that's the current state of the project, and I'll probably just keep adding and adding and adding. Like I could see really loading up the in-betweens and making them nice and thick. And I can't wait to see what you guys all come up with. This is a really easy project to make your absolute own, and I hope you do. I hope you take time to enjoy some creative time today, and yeah, make it your own. The other thing you could do instead of stamping is actually writing on it with a paint pen or a Sharpie. So the paint pen's usually the one you can hear it, makes sound. You could paint the words on it if you wanted to put words on it. You don't even have to put words on it. You can use a Sharpie or a this, and just remember that, have fun and enjoy yourself. And I hope that this finds you well. Have a great evening, wild ones, and make time for creativity today. Bye.